Hello everyone, as you requested, I would do functions today and I will try to explain what is return type, what are arguments, and what are functions in general. So let's start. I will try to explain it based on the first example in problems for practice number 4, functions. And basically you should practice just these that have this tag CS201, which is Introduction to Programming. For all those who don't know, I want to use this chance to show you that here on CS201 you can find all the resources from the classes, and these are the problems that are going to be used on a quiz. So the problem says write a function sum two numbers that will calculate the sum of two numbers. Logical function should be of type int and it has to have two arguments of type int. So when I write the function, I usually put these brackets after it to show that it is actually a function. So let us try to do this function. Okay, so I copied this part, and here main is also the function, but it is a main function and it is a special one because everything that is done inside the program is done inside the main. So you should declare your function and you can implement your function up here. So we'll paste here, and when we put semicolon, nothing happens because we need to give it a data type. Here I said function should be of type int. So your type of the function you are putting in front of the function. And basically this is your initialization of the function. However, you can add here int, int, and this is basically the initialization of your function. You can implement your function down there, but you don't have to. However, you can do implementation here without separating the declaration and implementation. However, we will follow some regular procedures in C++, and we will divide declaration and implementation. So here we will again copy this part and put it down there, and instead of semicolon we will put curly braces. So here we need to give some names to our variables that are we going to use inside the function. So I will put here a and b because this function is going to use these two variables. However, here if we call this if we start typing actually in Visual Studio, this IntelliSense give us the suggestion what we can use. So we can use some two numbers, and inside of that we can put some two numbers, for example 5 and 8, and basically these numbers are going to be substitute for these numbers here. However, we need to do something with a and b. So since we want summation of these two numbers, the easiest way would be actually to go return a plus b, and basically we made a function that is going to return 5 plus 8. How we are going to see that? We can see out the whole function, see out some two numbers, or a better solution, and to show how this function returns integer, we can, before the function, we can declare some variable and say int sum, and we can say that sum is equal to sum two numbers. So when this number corresponds to this one, this number corresponds to this one. So when we input them, they will be the function will return this number plus this number. So let's check it out. Sum, okay, not sum. Okay, so now where is, just a second. Okay, here when I execute it, I will get 13. Okay, so in order to do this problem properly, how it is how it is posted here in the log, you basically need to give, not to give fixed values, but to give a and b. So we'll go cout, enter two numbers, and then semicolon, and we need to declare these two numbers. We'll call them let's call them num1 and num2. Okay, so here we'll say num1, num2, and basically here instead of 5 and 8 we'll put num1 and num2, and we will say cout. What is the output? Just sum. Okay, sum, and okay, this is going to work. So let us try to explain once more how it's going to work. When the compiler starts execution, it can see that we have some other function here, and when we use that function, it tries to find it down there, and it just put these values that we are passing as arguments. These are arguments we are passing inside the function. We are passing them instead of these numbers. So num1 corresponds to A, num2 corresponds to B. So num1 plus num2, and it is going to give us some result that is going to be stored in this variable sum. So let us execute it once and check if everything works. And let's try with the same numbers, 5 and 99, 104. So it works. I think that this was enough to understand the basic way how functions work, and I hope that you will be able to solve these 3 more problems. One of them, this one you did in the class, actually more complicated one than this one. This one also has two integers as arguments. This one is same as the one we did. It is just multiplication, and we use different data types for our functions. And the fourth one is maybe a little bit more complicated. Actually, it's not complicated. We did this just not with functions, so we need to make a power function. Thank you very much for listening to me. I hope that you will come ready tomorrow and Thursday, and see you next time. Goodbye.